pray that he is the head of your life. Giving all praises and honor and respect to my pastor, Warren E. Dennis, and to First Lady and to the deacons and the mission and to Evangelist Brown and to all who make up this household of faith. Thank God for my wife as well, who have down through the years been my biggest fan. Amen. We thank God for her. Thank God for you. And if this is your first time, we welcome you in the house of worship. Now, amen, I'm going to do something somewhat different. Amen. Somebody say different can be good. I want to start off like this. Who am I? Who am I? I like to talk to you about my life. Who am I? And I want to talk to you from the experience that I've had. I want to talk about the shelter of God's presence in my life. I come to realize that he is a storm shelter. I come by to let you know that I found him, Deacon Neil, to be an embracer. I come by, Sister Dennis, to share a thought with the church that God is with me no matter what I am facing. Why don't you look at your neighbor and say, God is with me no matter what I'm facing. I come to realize that in life, Sister Beverly, I've had many disappointments. I come to discover in life that I've had people to turn against me. I come by to let you know that I've experienced loss in this life. I come by to let you know, Pastor, that even when I walk through the experiences of life, I don't have to walk alone. I come by to let you know that I found my God to provide for my need and to strengthen me even when I go through my dilemmas in life. Well, I come by to let you know and want you to guess. Maybe before I get finished, you'll guess who I am. But when I reflect back over my life, and I found out that there were enemies that was close around me. I found out that my very own loved one wanted to take my own life. But I come by to let somebody know that God is with me no matter what I'm facing. Even when my own blood wants to kill me, I come by to let you know that he is my protector. Who am I? I wish you understood that today when I was out on my own, when trouble was always encamped around me, I had someone to turn to. And I come by to let somebody know that he'll be with you no matter what you're going through. I wish you knew who I am, but I come by to let you know that no matter what biggest physical element that you might be encountering today, I come by to let you know that he'll be with you even in the biggest storms of life. He'll be with you even on the workforce. He'll be with you in the workplace. He'll even be with you, Deacon Brown, in family relationship. Who am I? I come by to let you know that I've had a want, but I come to find out because I met this person that I have no want. I know somebody is kind of figuring out who I am, but I come by to let you know that I found out that he'll be a great embracer only if I allow him to be. I come by way of 2015 to tell you that God will provide for us. I come by to let you know that God will renew us. I come by to let you know that God will guide us. I come by to let you know that God's presence is comforting to me. Who am I? Well, I'm going to help you out. Well, the Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. Who am I? Yes, by now you have guessed it. I am David. Yes, David, yes. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. You see, I have a personal relationship with God. You see, I understand something about being a shepherd because my father had me to be a sheep herder, and he put me over in charge of the sheep industry. And so my job was to protect the sheep. I found out that God will give you power when the enemy will come out. You see, I am David, and I come by to let you know that being David, there was one time there was a bear, Deacon Brown. And the bear came out, Deacon Lawson, and tried to get the sheep. But God delivered that bear unto me. Well, you think that's great? Well, a lion came out one time, tried to take one of the sheep. But God delivered that lion unto me. Well, I'm David. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. Is there anybody here in Mount Zion today that can attest to the fact that God is your shepherd? You see, he's not everybody's shepherd because everybody haven't declared him Lord in their life. You see, David, as I was saying, always I would do what God had called me to do. See, I had to first realize, Sister Dennis, that God is in charge. I had to realize that he will lead me only if I would begin to follow him. I come to find out, Evangelist Brown, that God is my protection. I come to realize that God will renew my life. And he keeps on renewing my life day in and day out. You see, I found that my Lord is my refuge. I found out that God has been my rock. I wish I could take you back to where I was born. There was a prophet that came and talked to my daddy, and he was going to anoint the next king. I was just out tending the sheep one day, and then everybody came up and he began to try to pour the oil, but the oil never did come out. And then, he said, well, something must be wrong. Maybe God got mixed up. But he said, I do got one more son. And guess what? That son was me, because I am David. And I didn't know what was going on because they came on out there. I said, what's all this? I'm just a little young boy at the time. But I got the oil. I got the assignment from God. And even though I was anointed king while someone else was king, my time wasn't yet. But I come to realize that when my time came, I took my place. But I'm not going to stand up here and tell you that everything was fine. Well, I had a problem with some women. Amen. You read my story. I should have been out in war, but I hung around in my own palace. And then one day I found out, Sister Dennis, I went out on my palace and I looked over and I saw something. Well, you're going to have to read that story. It wasn't really pretty. Who am I? I'm still David. And I just come by to let you know that I've been in some rough places. I've done some bad things in my life. But I come by the way of Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church to tell you that God still is my shepherd. And I still shall not want. You see, my name is David, and I've come to understand that God is my good shepherd. I come to understand that he renews my life. I come to understand that he leads me in the right path. I come to let you know that David, as I come to a close real briefly, but before I go, my story is this. He anointed me. And even though I went through some dark valleys, I understand that it wasn't easy, but I come to realize who God is. And you see, God, yes, with God on my side, Deacon Lawson, I don't have to fear no danger because God is with me always. You see, what keeps me from realizing God is with me is when I take my eyes off of him. And sometimes in life, I took my eyes off of him. And I've done some foolish things. But see, the good shepherd knows just what I need. And I'm so glad that he chastened me when I got out of line. You know, I thought I got away when I got with Bathsheba. Well, Bathsheba was somebody else's wife. No, nobody's had that problem like me. You know, I'm David. I'm now king. Yes. And I took another man's wife. And matter of fact, I gave that man his own death letter because he was going to be put at the front of the fight. And then when he came back in, I heard the news that I wanted to hear, that he was dead. You see, sometimes in my life, I tried to cover it up. But I come by to let you know in 2015, what's done in the dark will be brought to the light. And see, you know, I thought I got away with it, Sister Blakely. Yes, I did, you know, because time went on. And then the child was born. And then a guy came to me and told me a story about a man that had a ewe lamb, and someone came around and took the ewe lamb, and you know, I got upset and I got mad. And then he had to correct me. He said, David, thou art the man. And I don't know who am I talking to right now, but sometimes you might watch it when they say you are the man. I don't want to be that man anymore. And see, what I found out, that even though God saw me, he said that he wasn't going to kill me. And I'm so glad that's the kind of God that I serve. He didn't kill me right then, but he said, he told me, Deacon Stanton, what you done in secret, I'm going to do it before everybody to see. So you better watch it when you're trying to slip, dip, and trip, because my God has eyes everywhere. Who am I? Well, I'm still David, and the Lord still is my shepherd. You know, I wrote something in Psalms 51, and when I say it's good that God did forgive me, I just got so happy who blotted out all my transgression. See, my name is David, and I don't know if your name is David today, but I've done some crooked stuff, but I've done some good stuff too, because the Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. You see, he makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He guides me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. And even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, because he is with me. Thou rod and thou staff, they comfort me. He prepared a table before me in the presence of my enemies. He anoints my head with oil, and my cup runneth over. And surely goodness, love, and follow me all the days of my life, and I dwell in the house of the Lord forever. My name is David, and I'm so glad that he's with me today. And I'm not going to hold you much longer, but if you're going through any situation today, I just come by to let you know that God is with you no matter what you are facing. Come hell or high water, I come by to let you know, as he was with me, he will be with you. I'm so glad that he redeemed me. After all the mess that I've done, it's something about how God will write you a love letter, and he penned it in the Bible that you read about me each and every day. He said he's a man after God's own heart. I'm so glad that I'm called a man after God's own heart. Is there anybody here want to be a man after God's own heart? You see, the Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. What I'm trying to say, and it's pursuing me. Goodness and mercy just pursuing me. Everywhere I go, it's just pursuing me. Can I break it down and unpackage it for you this morning? God will never leave you. He will never forsake you. He is the same God that was with me in the Bible days. He's the same God right here in 2015. I come by to let you know that God still provides. He still renews, and he still guides you. My name is David, and he will embrace you. God is with me no matter what I am facing. Came across a very familiar little paper. Many of you already know it. And I like to close this like this. You've got this before, but I thought I'd read the resume of Jesus Christ. Jesus says, hello, my name is Jesus, the Christ. Many call me Lord. I've sent you my resume because I'm seeking the top management position in your heart. Please consider my accomplishments as set in my resume. Well, first thing on a resume, I found out you need some qualifications. Well, Jesus, what is your qualifications? I'm so glad you asked. I founded the earth and I established the heavens. I formed man from the dust of the ground. I breathed into man the breath of life. I redeemed man from the curse of the law. The blessings of Abrahamic covenant comes upon your life through me. Well, that's some good qualifications. But Jesus, what is your occupational background? Well, I've only had one employer. I've never been tardy. I've never been absent. I've never been disobedient. I've never been slothful, and I've never been disrespectful. My employer has nothing but rave reviews for me. Occupational background sounds good to me. Jesus, what's your skill work experiences? Some of my skills and work experiences include empowering the poor to be poor no more, healing the brokenhearted, setting the captives free, healing the sick, restoring sight to the blind, and setting at liberty them that are bruised. I am a wonderful counselor. People who listen to me shall dwell safely and shall not fear evil. Most importantly, I have the authority, ability, and power to cleanse you and your sins. Well, what is your educational background? I'm so glad you asked. I encompass the entire breadth and length of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. In me are hid all the treasures of wisdom and knowledge. My word is so powerful. It has been described as being a lamp unto your feet and a lamp unto your path. I can even tell you all of the secrets of your heart. Well, that's good, but what are your major accomplishments? Well, I was an active participant in the greatest summit meeting of all times. I laid down my life so that you may live. I defeated the arch enemy of God and mankind and made a show of them openly. I miraculously fed the poor, healed the sick, raised the dead. There are many more major accomplishments, but too many to mention right now. You can read them on my website, which is located at www.thebible. You don't need an internet connection or computer to access my website. Well, do you got any references? I'm so glad you asked. Well, my references is this: believers and followers worldwide will testify to my divine healing, my divine salvation, my deliverance. They will attest to my miracles, my restoration, and supernatural guidance. Well, it's been a good interview, but just wait just a minute. Let me have this in a summation. Let me see the sum total of the matter. Now that you've read my resume, I'm confident that I'm the only candidate uniquely qualified to fill this vital position in your heart. In summation, I will properly direct your path and lead you into everlasting life. When can I start? Time is of an essence. I've looked at this resume and I come by to let you know Jesus Christ is the only one that can fill this position. May God bless you.